Hello student, I am Kadambini Balakrishna Patil, teacher in mathematics, presently working with Deccan Education Societies, Willingdon College, Sangli. We have started with our new topic that is called as indefinite integral, in which we saw the definition and the formulas based from the derivative directly and some rules which are we are begin with. So for the remaining part, we'll move towards the PPT. Integration plus gx dx. Dx is very important. You must write dx is equal to integration of fx dx plus integration of gx dx. That means what? Integral sign is distributive over addition. Also we are studied about the negative sign also. That means it is distributive over your subtraction also. Then what is our next theorem? Next theorem says that integration of kfx dx is equal to constant into integration of fx plus constant of integration. Normally in theorem we don't write. So k into integration of fx dx. Okay. This theorem you are able to prove from the derivative only. So this is all about the theorem which we are discussed in last lecture and from some formulas. Now we apply that rule. And what first rule will take from that? Integration of x raised to n dx equal to x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant of integration. We'll take few examples, that is x square dx, x cube upon 3 plus c, that means you have to add 1, it becomes 3 divided by 3. One more example is nothing but if you will take a fraction. Now this is fraction. So what way you will do? You have to add in the fraction 7 upon 3 plus 1. So you need to take an LCM 7 plus 3 upon 3, that is 10 upon 3. So look at here. So integration of x raised to 7 upon 3 dx is x raised to 7 upon 3 plus 1 upon 7 upon 3 plus 1. So this is applicable to n belongs to R and n is not equal to minus 1. So all are. Okay. So what is the condition? Only condition is n should not be equal to minus 1. So that's why we took some examples. Now look at here. There is an x in the denominator. Integral 1 upon x raised to 4 dx. That means it is a negative power. X raised to minus 4 dx. So it gives you minus 4 plus 1 upon minus 4 plus 1 plus constant of integration. So it becomes x raised to minus 3 upon minus 3. So this minus sign is here. As we are using indices law, this goes to the denominator to be a positive power. So you will get 3 into x raised to 3 in the denominator. So what is the final value? Minus 1 upon 3 into x cube plus constant of integration. Now next is, this is simple one. It is a root sign, means it is again a fraction. So you need to write in terms of fraction also. Suppose you are having cubed root of x. That means what? That means is integral of x raised to 1/3. Okay. So you will get the integral. That means again you are using the same formula, plus 1 upon plus 1. So half plus 1. Half plus 1 is nothing but 3 by 2. So here you will get 1/3 plus 1, which is nothing but again 4 upon 3. If it is in the denominator, integration of cubed root of x, suppose I am taking the same example here, it will gives you x raised to minus 1 upon 3 dx. So again we are using the same formula. That formula is x raised to minus 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon minus 1 upon 3 plus 1, which is nothing but, and constant of integration. Don't forget to write constant of integration, which gives you x raised to 2 upon 3 divided by 2 upon 3 plus constant of integration. Okay. So this formula is applicable to all n belongs to R except n is not equal to minus 1, and that I have explained you why your n is not equal to minus 1. Okay. So now we'll start with our some examples which are in the text, and those examples are, look at here. Now in this example, x cube plus 3 raised to x, this is a straightway example which is exponential form. So here you are having a raised to x formula, and here you are having x raised to n formula. Here you will get, this is nothing but it is a simplified form of whatever we have. Now I will discuss that also. And x cube, these are the similar to 6 and 9 are similar. This one is similar to whatever you have here. So you will get this formula 3 upon 5 raised to x, means you are able to split this as 3 raised to x, 5 raised to x minus 4 raised to x upon 5 raised to x. So again this is 3 upon 5 raised to x, indices law says that, and you will get a raised to x formula. Cos cube means you need to use your formula in the trigonometry, that is for the cos cube theta, and from that you will get. So these are the straightway examples. So we'll solve the examples which are in red color, okay, and remaining examples are homework for you, but I have discussed what way you are going to solve it. Now look at here, we'll start with our second example, sin x plus 1 upon x plus 1 upon cube root of x dx. Now look at here, this is an example based on theorem 1. That means you need a separate integration. So you are able to start with the solution as given function. Okay, normally sometimes we write I equal to, and you are able to directly also solve. So either you write I equal to whatever the given integral and come to the end, or you start with the given function. Okay, so we'll start with this. So it is a separation, so integration of sin x dx plus integration of 1 upon x dx plus integration of 1 upon cube root of x dx. This I have already solved, okay, in the example which I am explaining for x raised to n. Okay, now you know this is a direct formula, this one is also direct formula. So what is the integration of sin x? Integration of sin x is minus cos x plus log x plus x raised to minus 1 upon 3 plus 1 upon minus 1 upon 3 plus 1. So finally you will get this as minus cos x plus log x plus x raised to 2 upon 3 upon 2 upon 3 plus constant of integration. Don't forget to write constant of integration. You must write constant of integration every time. Okay, now next example. Next example is integration of tan x plus cot x bracket square dx. In this also, now look at here. This is the example tan x and cot x bracket square. Either you square it, and that is only the procedure to square it, or first you write down sin x upon cos x plus cos x upon sin x, that is in terms of trigonometric ratios. But from both the sides you will get the same simplification. First we will square, you will get tan square x plus 2 tan x cot x plus cot square x dx. Now look at here this product, tan x, cot x is what? Tan x is there, cot x is nothing but 1 upon tan x, okay, reciprocal. So you will tan x will get cancelled, that means you left with 2. Okay, that you will get in the next step. So next step says that tan square x plus 2 plus cot square x. Now split this 2 as 1 plus 1 because you needed here to use the trigonometry here. So what you will get? You will get this here as, this is nothing but sec square x minus 1 plus 2 plus cosec square x minus 1. That you are substituting the values. Now look at here. You are substituting the value for tan square x as sec square x minus 1 and for cot square x as cosec square x minus 1. So it becomes minus 2 plus 2. So sec square x plus cosec square x. In other way, you are also able to write this as tan square x. I am telling you different methods so that you are able to solve any one of the method and you will get the value. This is dx. Now look at here. 1 plus tan square x is sec square x plus cosec square x because it is 1 plus cot square x dx, and the same value you will get from here also. So what will be the next step? Next step is nothing but that is sec square x plus cosec square x. Look at here, that you got here, that is sec square x plus cosec square x dx. Okay, now you know that. What you know? You know that you are able to separate out the function. So if you'll separate this, you will get integration of sec square x dx plus cosec square x. Now you start thinking whose derivative is sec square x, whose derivative is cosec square x. That you will get. The derivative of tan x is sec square x and derivative of minus cot x is cosec square x. So immediately you will get, you are started thinking in antiderivative form. Okay, that is our definition. So by definition only you are getting an integration. Our definition says that you start thinking in the reverse way. And what is that reverse way? We'll start thinking about this function whose derivative is sec square x. You know that it is a tan x. Now you start thinking whose derivative is cosec square x. You know that derivative of cot x is minus cosec square x. For that, you are using negative sign. So take negative sign to this side because you don't have the negative sign over here. So you will get this as tan x minus cot x plus constant of integration. Either you start with this function or this substitution, or you substitute here. You will get the same function which is sec square x plus cosec square x, and you will get the same answer over here. Okay, now we'll begin with the next example, that is root x plus 1 upon x plus root x. Now you start thinking what is, now there is a root, addition sign, are you able to separate? No. You start thinking, is there any relation between numerator and the denominator, or are you able to convert a function such a way that it is a numerator also? Now here you are having x, here there is no x, you are having root x. Suppose you are able to write x as root x square. Okay, now what is root x square? So here if you will write root x bracket square, you know that root x you are able to take common, and whatever is left is same as for the numerator. So your function will be simplified and you will get your answer. Just now I told you there will not be a simple functions. You need to use your technique which are already used in previous knowledge. Okay, integration of root x plus 1 upon x plus root x dx. So I am able to write x as root x square. Here there is a step which you are able to, either you write down here so that it will be easy to learn at the time of the examination. Now look at here, this is your step, that is second step. Now you will take root x common, so you will get root x plus 1 dx. This root x plus 1 will get cancel. You will get this is equal to integral of 1 upon root x dx. Now there are again two methods to solve this. One method is that you are able to write this as x raised to minus half dx. How x raised to minus half dx? It is nothing but first we will write our function in proper form, that is 1 upon x raised to half dx. And it is in the denominator. Indices law says that this is x raised to minus half dx. Now you are using your formula. Which formula we are using? Integration of x raised to n dx. That is x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant of integration. That formula we are going to use here. So you will get this as x raised to minus half plus 1 upon minus half plus 1 plus constant of integration. So minus half plus 1 is plus half, x raised to half divided by half plus constant of integration. This denominator goes to numerator. So you will get this as 2 into x raised to half plus constant of integration, or 2 root x plus constant of integration. This is one method. What will be the another method? Another method is you need to adjust your 2. That multiply and divide by 2. So you will get 1 upon 2 root x dx, and already you are studied in the derivative. Root x derivative is 1 upon 2 root x. That way also you are able to use. So you will get this value as 2 root x plus constant of integration. So here we are using, what we are using? Our definition which is for the antiderivative, and here we are using our formula to find the value. So from both the method, you'll get the same value. Okay. So now we'll move towards the next example, that is e raised to 4 log x minus e raised to 5 log x upon x raised to 5. Now look at here. It is an exponential function for the numerator and base is e. Okay. Now there is base e, then you are having log function also. So you are able to use m log n. M log n gives you n raised to log of n raised to m. That formula first you are going to use. So now you will get this as, if you begin with your example, you know that this gives you e log x raised to 4 minus e log x raised to 5 upon x raised to 5. Now again you are using the formula e raised to log m, and here we say normally base e, and if these two base are same, you will get the same value whatever is in the log. So here you will get x raised to 4 minus x raised to 5. So that you will get here by using this formula. Okay, so you will get this integral of x raised to 4 minus x raised to 5 upon x raised to 5. Now you are able to separate out the denominator. So if you will separate out the denominator, look at here, you are getting x raised to 4 upon x raised to 5 minus x raised to 5 upon x raised to 5 dx. Okay, so now here you left with x raised to 4. So 1x is here. Both x raised to 5, x raised to 5 will get cancelled. So you left with here with 1 power x. So 1 upon x minus this becomes 1 dx. Okay. So we are started with this, and now as usual you know the theorem that this is a subtraction. So you will get separate out. So this is integration of 1 upon x dx plus, sorry, minus is there, integration of dx. So what you will get, integration of 1 upon x is log x, and integration of dx means x raised to 0 actually. This is nothing but x raised to, I am talking about this function now. Integration of dx is nothing but integration of x raised to 0 dx. And x raised to 0, as usual our formula says that x raised to n dx, condition is on n only if n is not equal to minus 1. Rest n you have to add. So you will get here as x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant of integration. So here you will get x raised to 0 plus 1 upon 0 plus 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So you will get x raised to 1, which is x upon 1. So you will get x, and so you are getting this x plus constant of integration. Okay, so this way you will get your values for the example. Now we'll begin with the next example. That is nothing but integration of 1 upon root of 3x plus 1 minus root of 3x minus 1. Now look at the big problem. Problem is where it is in the denominator. Along with the denominator you are having the root sign for both the values, that is root of 3x plus 1 minus root of 3x minus 5. Now to solve this problem you are already studied rationalization method in 9th standard. Okay, so you need to rationalize this function. Rationalize means what? You have to, this is your algebraic expression. What is the algebraic expression? That is root a minus root b. These are the surds. Okay, so if it is in the denominator, you have to multiply and divide by the conjugate of the function. So what is the conjugate? This is root a plus root b upon root a plus root b. So by that you are able to simplify the function, because this is like a plus b, a minus b. So if it is a plus b, a minus b, you will get a square minus b square, means your root sign which is in the denominator gets simplified. And your denominator is simplified, that means it is easy to integrate. So this process we are going to start here. So we'll start with that. So if you'll start with that, what you will get, you need to rationalize. So we'll rationalize this function, means we'll multiply and divide by 3x plus 1 plus root of 3x minus 5 upon root of 3x plus 1 plus root of 3x minus 5. As usual, here just now I have discussed that in the denominator you are having a plus b, a minus b. So you will get a square minus b square, but numerator is as it is because numerator is multiplied by 1. So you will get here as root of 3x plus 1 plus root of 3x minus 5. So what you will get in the denominator? Denominator says that a minus b into a plus b is equal to a square plus b square. So what is the value of a square? The value of a square is, look at here, root 3x plus square. So here you will get root 3x plus 1 bracket square minus, here you are having root of 3x minus 5 square. So root sign will get cancelled. So you left with here as 3x plus 1 minus 3x minus 5. Now open this bracket and you will get this expression. Then you will get this expression. Look at here. This is 3x plus 1 minus 3x and minus of minus plus 5. So you are getting here 3x plus 1 minus 3x plus 5. Now plus 3x minus 3x will get cancelled. 1 plus 5 is 6. So what will be your next step? Next step says that 3x plus 1 plus root of 3x minus 5 upon 6. Now 6 is constant. So you are able to take that 6 outside the integral sign. So if you will take that 6 outside the integral sign, it becomes integral of 3x plus 1 raised to half plus 3x minus 5 raised to half. Because you are having integral of root of 3x plus 1 plus root of 3x minus 5 upon 6 dx. Now look at here. This 1 upon 6 is outside the integral sign. So you left with 3x plus 1 plus root of 3x minus 5 dx. Okay. Now you are using theorem 1. That means you need to separate out, or you write root power. So here we are writing the root power first, that is integration of 3x plus 1 raised to half plus 3x minus 5 raised to half dx. And this 1 upon 6 is multiplied to both the function. Therefore, there is a bracket. Now, you separate out the integral. So, by separation, what you will get? You will get 1 upon 6 is outside the curly bracket because it is multiplied to both the terms. Bifurcate this. If you will write only 1 upon 6, that means you are multiplying to only first term. But here your 6 is in the denominator of both the terms. So I will write this as 1 upon 6 integral 3x plus 1 raised to half dx plus integral 3x minus 5 raised to half dx. Okay, here is the problem now. You got here as 1 upon 6 3x. Here you are using your formula. But what about this 3? So that I will discuss now. So 1 upon 6 3x plus 1 raised to half plus 1 upon half plus 1. As usual, this is the coefficient of x which is in the denominator, and you will get the coefficient of x here also in the denominator. So you will get your value as 1/6 of 3x plus 1 raised to half plus 1 upon half plus 1 into 3 plus 3x minus half raised to half plus 1 upon half plus 1 into 3 plus constant of integration, and here you got your value as, now here if you take 3 common from throughout, so 6 3s are 18, 2 upon 3 because here half plus 1 is nothing but 3 by 2. It is in the denominator, so if it goes to the numerator, it becomes 2 upon 3. Here also it becomes 2 upon 3. So if you take 2 upon 3 common here, so what you will get? You will get here as, look at here. So it is, if you take outside from both the terms, you know that 1 upon 18 into 2 upon 3. So 2 1s are 2, 2 9s are 18, 9 3s are 27. So you are getting 1 upon 27, 3x plus 1 raised to 3 by 2 plus 3x minus 5 raised to 3 by 2 plus constant of integration. Okay, now I told you that I will explain why 3 is here. That you are already discussed. What is discussion? Derivative of fx is gx. This you are learn in your derivative. So what is the derivative of f of ax plus v. So to find this ax plus v, there what we did the substitution for ax plus b. So if you'll substitute ax plus b equal to t, then what you will get? You will get this as d of ft upon dx, but we don't want dx, we want t. So you are able to write this as dt into dt upon dx. Okay, this is a chain rule which you are using. Dt upon dx means derivative of ax plus b. So here you will get derivative of ft, immediately you are able to write as gt into what will be the derivative of t? Derivative of t is derivative of x is 1 and derivative of b is 0. So you will get a. So a into gt, this a is there. That means if the function is linear, its derivative is multiplied by a. And in our integration, if the function is linear, exactly reverse procedure happens. That means it goes to the denominator. The coefficient of x goes to the denominator. So what way we'll write our integration? In integration, we are having a formula f of ax plus b dx is equal to capital F of ax plus b, means whatever may be its integration, divided by a plus constant of integration. That we are using if it is a linear function. So it is a composite function of a linear function. It is a function, means first of all you are having linear function and its power. So it is called as a composite function. In this composite function, if you will have a linear invariable, the coefficient of a linear function goes to the denominator by using this rule. That's why here it is 3 in the denominator. So I explained why the 3 is in the denominator. Okay students, we have solved some examples which are based on the derivative and antiderivative. So we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next lecture. Thank you.